Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is indeed the Piracy Show, even though the footage you're seeing in the background might leave you asking some questions. For those of you who don't know, this is Red Dead Online, and many of the members of Scum were very excited for its eventual release on PC. So when it came out, of course, we just went into it whole hog, and we've been having a lot of fun. You know, it's nice to play a game that's kind of full featured, somewhat. You know, I think in certain ways it's analogous to Star Citizen. You might be thinking, you know, these are two different extremes of, you know, technological development. But bear with me, I'll try to explain it as I'm going through this. But that really isn't like the core of what this video is about. Because the first time I recorded this footage, I spoke very at length about kind of the comparative similarities between Star Citizen and Red Dead Online. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop through that topic very quickly. I mean, if you think about, say, a game like GTA Online, which is the predecessor and somewhat the spiritual predecessor as well of Red Dead Online, you would often have these jobs to do, and when you would do them, it would announce to the entire community playing on that server that you're now doing this job, and so you can make money trying to stop this person. And so everyone would come after you, and everyone, of course, would be in supercars or jets or helicopters, and they'd be on top of you in seconds. Whereas in Red Dead Online, everyone's limited to the technology of the day, so they're limited to horses and wagons and whatnot, so it's very difficult for them to get after you once they know that, you know, you're doing a thing. And so I think that in a way that kind of compares to the large play area that you have in Star Citizen, and the fact that even if someone's alerted to the fact that, you know, you're a bounty and you're over by Hurston, it's gonna take a little while to try to get to Hurston. You know, it's going to be kind of a trek. So even though you are vulnerable, it's not like anybody can just warp right on top of you, much like in Red Dead. And that was kind of where I really went with this video, but something else happened a little bit later on, and I felt that, you know, it gave me a little bit more perspective on what was happening in this footage. And so a quick rundown of what's happening here is that this is kind of like an all or nothing supply run with pretty much all my production, 100 units of production, or 100% of my production from the trader business, and all the members of the org that happen to be online are running interference for me. They're keeping other players away from, you know, me while I'm trying to do this. So even though I'm running this enormous risk and there is a battle going on in the background, you don't really ever see it until the very end, because, you know, I have these great team members who are running interference for me the entire time and keeping everybody away from me. And it's kind of, you know, where I kind of shifted the focus of this video to be that, to talk about, once again, looking for good people to play with, because I think that is one of the most important parts of success in online gaming. You can be the smartest or the best person at the game, but at the end of the day, you're only one person. When you're up against multiple people, the better, you know, the more closely knit and the better the community that you play with is, the better your result is going to be. Now, that's not to say that, you know, whatever community, whatever org, whatever corp, whatever guild you play with has to be the most elite and best players out there. You know, I mean, I'm about to show you just how I'm not the best player out there at all. Like, oops. You know, all my money in the game right now, and I'm not paying attention to where I'm going. Go, 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 go. But sometimes it's the right attitude. It's having the right attitude. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be elite. You don't have to be like a god of, FPS gaming or anything like that. You just have to have the right kind of attitude. The idea that, okay, we failed, and instead of sitting there and pointing fingers and going like, you suck, no, you suck, and because of this and because of that, because I've been a part of so many communities that have had members and leaders that have acted that way, but to have members and leaders who kind of step away and have a real post-mortem after something happens and say, okay, here's what we could have done better, here's what we have to concentrate on. Finding groups like that, really, you'd think it would be easy, but it's difficult. But when you do find them and when you do play with them, it's transformative. Like, the game experience literally changes, and it's true beyond GTA Online. I mean, I've shown footage of me playing GTA Online with the org a long time ago when we were all heavily playing that on the side as well. But we also play games like Scum, which is kind of like a survival DayZ type thing where you play with other people on a server, and we've gone in and literally taken over other people's servers and just kind of run rampant. And beyond even that, I mean, one of the things that kind of made me come back and re-record the audio for this is that on the in another game in WoW, I had always been looking to develop more PvP knowledge. That was one area where I felt that I was weak, and I always wanted to do better. And by sheer luck, I was invited to join a PvP community, and I thought really nothing of it at the time. And they said, oh, no, get on our Discord, we're going to go do Battlegrounds. And I just went, oh my God, a pre-made Battleground group? I've been looking for this for so long. I hope they're good. And they weren't just good, they were fantastic. They were great. They had voice comms, they had discipline, people were listening, people were doing what they were supposed to be doing. I mean, I was being sent to capture flags at certain locations, and everybody else at that location wasn't running up to try and capture the flag with me and try to get the credit for the flag capture. They were covering me. They were protecting me while I was doing this, and I just went, oh my God, this is what cooperation feels like. Oh, no wonder we're winning. And I mean, for some people, you won't understand what I'm saying, but we were playing in an old style version of Alterac Valley that didn't have a time limit, because that's an event that's going on with the 15th anniversary right now. And we drove from midpoint all the way into the enemy base, burning every tower along the way. Then we willingly retreated all the way back to the midpoint and farmed the enemy team for an hour, and then just said, okay, we've had enough. All right, guys, let's go in and just finish this. And we just steamrolled all the way back into their base, killed their boss, and that was it. And I just went, this is the thing that I've been looking for so long. And I told them, I was like, I'm definitely playing with you guys again. This is worthwhile. If someone had asked me a day before that, hey man, do you want to come do Battlegrounds with us? I'd be like, I don't know, man. I mean, I want to kind of get better at PvP, but at the same time, I've been through this so many times. But then now I would actually totally go back. I would enjoy it, even for the risk, even for the frustration. I would totally enjoy it. And it's the same thing with a game like this. All my character's money right now is tied up in this one kind of delivery run. And you would think that would be kind of the, being an open world PvP game as this is, you would think that would be kind of something to try to avoid, or to, instead of making the long version of the delivery run, which we're doing now, which pays more, I would just do the short version, just because I don't want people to chase me down and possibly rip me off. But when you have the right people around you, it makes you reach for bigger and better things. And certainly when the train pulled into the station and blocked my path, I was not happy, and I was really kind of like, no, because what you're not hearing the voice comes, but these guys have closed right in on us now, and it looks like it's about to go bad. But luckily I'm able to quickly get back on the wagon, because once again, having a good team around you, they killed the person who was trying to steal my wagon, so I was able to get in there, get it back, and by now the train has left the station, so I was able to get it all back. And so even with these risks, when you have the right people behind you, it's so worth it. You know, it's so worth it to play the game and to enjoy it. And I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect every time. I mean, it helps. It's certainly enjoyable, but when you play with good people, I think that things like PvP and all that can really be transformed and be a lot more fun, and you can actually see the good side of these things where in the past you only saw them as a negative. I hope this kind of makes sense, the points that I'm trying to get across, but anyways, I also hope that you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.